Hello everyone. Today we will see how to write a report. First of all, let's see what is actually a report. Report is an account of an event, incident, or problem solving. It is a description of information based on facts and findings. So, majorly a report contains facts and findings, the happenings, and hardly any emphasis is given in a report on opinions, imaginations, or hypothetical situations. Now let's see what a good report must have. Like all other compositions, a good report must be clear, it must have clarity. A good report must have conciseness. That is, it should be concise and complete in itself. That is, not too descriptive. It should be brief, but at the same time must be complete in itself. Next is orderly presentation. In a report, the facts are kept in an order. Okay, so it has to be orderly presented. Now, types of reports. Now there are two types of reports. One are those which are not too descriptive. They are in tabular forms and they have a format that is followed, like evaluation reports, which include the school or the class report cards, achievement records at various levels in games and all, clinical reports, test reports. These all have their own tabular format and it is followed. Hardly any description is needed here. Now what we will deal with are the descriptive reports. First one is lab reports. Reporting the experiments which are done with the help of various procedures done, when they are reported, that is a lab report. Now those who are science students, they would know that how they report an experiment in their journal with the aims, apparatus used, procedures, then principle followed, inference, conclusion. That is a lab report. News report is detailed reports which we see in newspapers on the subjects like events, accidents, politics, sports, and so on. Now we will in detail see the magazine report. There is hardly any difference between the magazine report and the newspaper report. Only difference being in the format. In a newspaper report, heading is followed by the name of the reporter or the correspondent of a newspaper, like correspondent and the name of the newspaper, or an agency like PTI, Varta, or like that. And then first comes the name of the place and the date when the event happened, and then the report is written. Next is magazine report. It is a detailed report with targeted audience. Now this is a big difference between a newspaper report and a magazine report. In newspaper report, that report is read by a wide range of people. Okay, so the common people, those who have more knowledge of science or the more knowledge of cultural activities or music. So there is a wide variety and the vocabulary used, presentation is in that way. In magazine reports, the targeted audience are generally known who is going to read, and so the vocabulary presentation is on that basis. Now, while writing a report, following points must be taken in consideration. First of all, the language used in a report has to be formal. Generally, we use passive voice as a report records the happenings. What is done is given importance rather than who did. So the use of passive voice. Report is written in past tense as it is reporting about something which has already happened. Short sentences must be used with objectivities. Too much detailing has to be avoided in a report. A report must be written in paragraphs. State facts and findings, happenings in a report. This is very important point. Okay, the ideas must be logical. We cannot be imaginative. We cannot be too full of emotions. It has to be logical. Reporting must be done in chronological order in which the events took place, or the steps taken first should come first, and so on. In a report, quotes, sayings, proverbs must be avoided. Personal opinions must be restricted in a report. First person, second person, personal pronouns I, you must not be used. Okay, so that is to be kept in mind while writing a report. Now we will see the format of a report, a magazine report, which has a heading. Heading must be catchy and it should indicate clearly the subject on which the report is written. The next line is the name of the reporter. Then comes paragraph 1 that mentions place, date, time and informs very briefly about the event reported. Paragraph 2 and 3 include details of happenings in an orderly manner, mentioning events that took place, participants, impact of the event, and so on. Paragraph 4, summing up with result or conclusion of the details which are described in second and third para are included. So it's very easy to write a report. Now we will take an example which is a very simple, basic report just to make you understand how a report is written. Okay, so this is a very simple report. GEM International School Ludhiana celebrated its annual day on 10 March 2020. You are student correspondent Jyoti or Jyot of 12th A for your school magazine. Write a report on the event for the magazine. Now see, the heading comes Annual Day Celebrations. We will not write a report on annual day celebration, or if it is a report on a workshop held, a report on workshop. No. Annual Day Celebrations by Jyot 12C. See the first paragraph. GEM International School Ludhiana celebrated its annual day, Umang, on 10 March 2020. The State Education Minister, Mr. G. Vyas, graced the event as chief guest. Now, in this paragraph 1, only necessary information about what, when, in presence of some eminent personality is only included. Other details will come in second and third paragraph. The celebration started with ceremonious welcoming of the chief guest by the principal and the head girl. After lighting of the lamp, Principal Mr. S.N. Chug read out the annual report highlighting the achievements of the students in academics, sports and cultural activities. Chief guest, in his inspiring and illuminating speech, motivated students. He laid emphasis on all-round development of the students and not being stressed for scores or marks. Now this second paragraph starts with how the celebrations began and followed by two similar kind of things, an address by the principal in the form of annual report and also the address by the chief guest. Now the third paragraph. After the speeches followed an array of cultural programs including various dance forms, skit, singing. All the items were well presented and showed a lot of hard work and determination. Audience enjoyed the items, and especially the dance drama presented by Tiny Tots was praised a lot. This is the third paragraph. Fourth para, summing up the things. Now, the function came to end with vote of thanks by the vice principal. All the guests, audience, students joined in singing of the national anthem. The 2-hour program, which showcased talents of students, left audience enthralled. They praised the efforts made by the school. Now here we see the summing up in the fourth last one, and the impact is also described here. Okay, what was the impact? The audience were enthralled, they praised the efforts. This is, if you can see, is a very basic report, but the idea is that you might have understood what all is included here. We have included the passive voice, we have written it in past tense, they are orderly presentation as the events take place, then impact. All these are there, and what is not there is the personal opinion. If we are talking about the enthralling or here liking of the Tiny Tots program, it all comes from the audience present. I hope this basic report will help you to learn to write better reports. Thank you.